I'm going to try to get you back to the triple lock. So just in case anybody was having trouble getting to this configuration with their scored and trimmed cards, with the equilateral triangle on the back right here in the center. The equilateral triangle right here is formed simply when all of the corners of the cards remain straight. What sometimes happens is that one of these corners will get stuck underneath some other corner, and your cards won't be flat anymore. When you turn your triple lock over, you just may have to straighten out some of those trimmed corners to get it nice and flat. So you've got this really cool equilateral triangle on the front from corner to corner to corner, and another equilateral triangle on the back from corner to corner to corner. So I cut these backwards. We can try to build this one, but I think yours are all cut this way. And remember, we put the short slot at 2 o'clock, and we put a long slot at 8 o'clock, and holding the cards kind of perpendicular to each other. That means if one is facing this way, the other is creating a right angle. You want to just slide the short slot into the long slot. Now, my issue right now is I need 2 more slots cut on this card. My tab didn't show because I haven't cut those slots, which is an interesting part of the exercise. It really helps to know what all of the possible errors are, so you know how to fix them and you know what you're looking at. So when I had this card on here, I knew I was looking for a short slot here and part of my long slot showing there. And I don't see a short slot here, so I'm done with that one. I need to go back and fix it. So now I have a short slot here that makes a tab, and I have half of my long slot showing. When I put my third card on, I'm going to put these 2 cards flat. Now, this is simply how I've gotten used to holding these. You may have a very different method. There are plenty of people in your dorm who have done this project and might want to show you a different way. So here we go again. These are as flat as I can get them so that I don't have any flap problems in my equilateral triangle when I put this long slot onto this short slot. And now I just want to rotate this card so that I can move this tab into what shows of that long slot there. Now these are locked together pretty good. I can't really pull them apart, but it feels a little funny, like one of my tabs might be out of place on the back. And it is. I don't have an equilateral triangle. This piece is missing right here. So take a look at how that card bends right in there. That tab should be lying flat and flush with the rest of the card. So it tells me that that little cut piece just got in the wrong slot. So I'm going to pull that out, and there's my equilateral triangle right there. Now these are locked together, and that's how you get to the triple lock. So you try that over and over again. You really get good at this triple lock. That's the idea. You analyze the errors that can be made. You take a look at what step you're on, and you just get better and better and better at this triple lock. You get better and better at holding the cards and at feeling what it feels like when all of your corners are configured correctly. And don't be scared of this. Don't be scared to put it back together when it falls apart. That is part of the exercise. That's how learning takes place. That's how you develop expertise, the ability to look at someone else's work and know what step they're on and know what it takes to fix that error. Right now I would like this red corner to be part of the work. And now you're just going to have to experiment with what method works for you in putting the rest of this sculpture together. I mean, you can build one card at a time onto one existing triple lock like this, or you can make all 4 triple locks and then assemble them together. When Mr. Coughlin put his completed star together, he used 4 triple locks. And once you get some triple locks together, you can take a look at what they start to look like simply by folding it. When Ms. Einhorn and I put this Einhorn star together, we used a combination of 2 triple locks at a time and building 1 card at a time. Now, if I put this, oh, that's the one that doesn't have a spare slot. If I put this card here, you know, this is where it starts to get tricky. When you build on to your next set. Long slot onto short slot with the tab side showing. I still use the same triple lock procedure where I coax the next piece in and it starts to take shape. So you decide, will you build your project, it comes apart as easy as that, out of 4 separate triple locks, like Alana's video shows, or will you build your project according to the written directions that George Hart left, which builds 1 triple lock on, which builds a second and third and fourth triple lock, 1 card at a time. Don't be afraid to experiment. Take a look at the pictures in the written directions. Do it wrong a couple of times. And see how things go. So let this drive you crazy just for a little while, and then bring it to class tomorrow in whatever shape it is currently in. I believe that many of you will finish. We'll start the class with a gallery walk that will allow you to see how well your peers did, and will allow you to get some coaching if you were not able to finish it. It's going to drive me a little crazy that this corner isn't in the right spot. So what's interesting about starting and stopping this project is you get really good at looking for these equilateral triangles. But it takes some trial and error, it takes some experience, and it takes an analysis of the errors that are possible. Good luck.